Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to everyone who joined. First of all, thank you for joining us. For tonight's sharing session, we are going to show you what we prepared for our training session. Before that, I'm going to introduce myself and my members. My name is Wan Nurhana and my members are Nur Afika Atira, Nur Darmia Shafika, Nur Shaira Izati, and Nur Umaira Afika. We are going to train you how to make latte art. It is simple as we can search on the internet how to make latte art, but when it comes to the coffee machinery, it is a bit complicated if you want to learn at home since the machine is way too expensive to buy. Unless you own a coffee shop, the coffee machine would be a great investment for you. Next, trainer Shaira will explain more about the objective of this latte art training.
Thank you, Trainer Hannah. So basically, latte art is considered as unique signature to serve customers in every cafe. It shows attention and appreciation for the coffee that has been prepared by baristas. Therefore, the objective of our latte art training is to help and educate baristas understand how steaming milk works and become a better barista in future, which will result in happy and satisfied customer. As you can see on our first lockdown, Dalgona coffee is trending because it is easy and quick way to get a coffee. So I think now this is a big chance for parents to learn and improve their latte art skills. And this could be a fun activities at home with your kids. So I think it's all for me. Next, Trainer Damia will talk about the things that are needed to make the latte art.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. So, thank you, Trainer Shahira. Now, I will show you the ingredients and things that I needed to make latte art. All the items that I will show to you, you can get from Shopee. So, the ingredients that I needed to make the latte art is milk and any coffee that you like, and then um, you can add on sugar syrup, chocolate, or caramel sauce if you want to. For the things that I needed is thermometer. So the thermometer is used to check temperature of the milk. Make sure your milk is between 55 degree to 65 degree, and then after that you need a French press to froth the milk, and a pitcher to pour latte art, any pointed stick to draw the art, and a mark. Next, let's watch on how to do art latte by our barista, Miss Tira, and also Miss Umaira.
Is how to hold the jug when we'll pour the latte art. There are different options to hold the jug when we'll pour the latte art, which is first thing first is how do we hold the jug when we'll pour the latte art. There are different options to hold the jug when we'll pour the latte art, which is the thumb style. It is the most common style that people use to pour the latte art, which is by supporting the width of the handle in 4 fingers and put thumb on top of the handle to use it to point out the direction when you pull the milk. Other than that is that a pointed anchor style, which is by supporting the width of the handle with 3 fingers and grip either side of the jug. Or you also can use a writing pen style, where it is similar to the previous style, where it supports the width of the handle with 3 fingers, but these 2 fingers grip either side of the handle of the jug. Secondly is how do you hold the cup. If you're right-handed, you can hold the cup by the handle with your left hand, or you can just grab the bottom of the cup and make sure that the handle is facing your chest, so that when you pour the art, it is properly positioned and presented to your guests. And if you're left-handed, grab the bottom of the cup with your right hand and rotate it around so that the handle faces away from your chest. And this way, the design will be poured near to the handle where it will precisely positioned for your guests. And one thing that you need to avoid is keep your fingers away from the rim where anyone's going to be drinking on.
First, pour the milk into the jug. You can use any brand of milk with UHT milk or fresh milk or full cream milk. Otherwise, it's impossible for you to get the right foam for the latte art. Before you heat the milk, make sure you do your coffee first. This is because the frothed milk cannot wait for too long. Instead, you have to get the milk into the coffee as soon as possible. Heat the milk with the range from 55 to 65 Celsius. Next, check the temperature whether the milk on the right temperature before we start to put the milk. Then start pump the milk within the safest area first to add enough air to increase the volume of the milk. Then pump the bottom area around 20 to 30 times. This process actually do not have the exact amount on how many you need to pump it. But when you do this process, do avoid on making a big bubble when you fruit the milk. After finish fruit the milk, pour the milk into the jug and swirl or tap the jug a bit to remove the small bubble. The texture of the milk has to be like a melted ice cream, not too thin or not too thick. Otherwise, you will never pour the great latte art. When we pour the latte art, make sure that you cool your cup around 40 degrees and pour it through the deepest area of the coffee. The first step in making a latte art is that we want to have a nice crema by mixing the milk with the coffee in high and slow speed. Once the coffee has started to cool out to half of the cup, then start to load the distance of the jug and use a fast speed to create the latte art. Last but not least, that you can create any design or pattern that you want using your own creativity.
모습은 숨기고 살아야지. 사람들은 그 모습만 판단하니까. 하나 둘씩 사람들은 날 떠나가네. 별거 없어 믿은 내
So as you can see, that is the video on how to make latte art at home. So for the last part of our session today, I will share with you guys the do's and don'ts in making latte art. So first thing first, you need to get the right texture of the milk. Try to steam your milk until you get the right texture of the milk. It must be at least silky smooth like an ice cream instead of a big bubbles and thick or maybe too thin. Either of these you cannot actually draw a very good latte art. So the second one is get the right temperature of the milk. So it is crucial for you guys to steam the milk in between 65 to 55 degrees. If you accidentally steam your milk too long, you just have to wait for it to cool down a little bit by pour the milk into the pitcher. Wait until it became 55 or 65 degrees, and then you can start to froth the milk. The next one is don't wait for too long. After you have frothed the milk, you actually have to straight away pour the milk into the coffee to make the latte art. If you wait for too long, it will actually become layers, and then your milk will become a big blob of foam instead of a silky, smooth, and creamy milk. Last but not least is don't pull through too fast. After you have drawn the latte art on top of your coffee, you actually have to slow it down at the very end. Try to lift the jug a little bit higher from your mug, and then try to achieve a very thin line uh, before you end your latte art. So before we end our session, we will give any of you guys a chance to ask regarding to the latte art. If you have any question, you can ask now. We will try to answer as much as we can. Is there any of you guys have a question regarding to the latte art? Okay. If you guys don't have any question, I, Nur Afika Atira, on behalf of my group members, wanted to thank all of you guys who have spared some time and joined us for tonight's session. Thank you, take care, and stay safe, everyone. Assalamualaikum, and good night.
Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone, especially to our advisor Madam Tahira Bibi. I am Siti Nunaziha as a moderator for this talk, student of Business Studies in Transport for subject Human Resource. By the way, thank you everyone for joining this talk. Today, we will be hosting on sexual harassment at workplace talk, which we invited two expert speakers, Julia and Wahida, to join us to weigh in on sexual harassment at workplace matter in Malaysia. We are very grateful to have both of you on board with us. When we talk about sexual harassment, I personally find this topic to be very important to talk and create awareness. I am sure that our panel will provide us a very informative session. Before we proceed, let's take a look at the video first prepared by our teammate Alia Maisara.
Mr. Zack works for an international company in city centre and draws $1 million money. He is attracted towards one of his co-worker employee and offers to take her for dinner. She is not interested in him. Therefore, she confronts him and strictly says she is not interested in his proposition. This does not stop Mr. Zack. He starts using chats and emails to send to his co-worker inappropriate content that has a sexual overtone. Mr. T and Miss N is working at the same department. One day, on the way to have their lunch, Mr. T asks Miss N to wear red lipstick every day. This can be stressed as sexist remarks. Miss Q always assigns her works on time even though the task given is difficult. Her team leader, Mr. P, comes to her place to compliment her, but his hand is rubbing Miss Q back while giving a compliment.
So after you guys watch the video, you guys can see several category harassing behavior that can be seen, and most of the in the animation, most of the victims comes from women. So this question is: does sexual harassment only affect women? Well, the answer is no. Men can also be sexually harassed. Based on the 2013 until 2017 statistic, 78% of the victim comes from women, and another 21% comes from men. So yes, men can be also sexually harassed. So we are now looking on the category of harassing behavior. They are verbal, physical, and also non-verbal. You guys can see on the slide, there are several examples there, but I'm just going to give you a little more detail on the example. So for verbal, when someone makes an unwanted sexual joke or remarks, or remarks to your face or about your body, that counts as verbal harassing behavior. Other than that, sexual topics during discussion, where someone raises a sexual topic during discussion, unless it is an academic related sexual topic. This is the famous one where people make inappropriate sounds. Even men can be sexually harassed too, making the whistling sound and also catcalling people. Other than that, we have physical, where someone tries to make a direct contact or attempt contact or touching your body, clothing, or even hair. Last but not least, we have a non-verbal harassing behavior. This has been so normalized these days, even on Twitter or Instagram or even Facebook. A person or a total stranger keeps sending you explicit messages or pictures, even though they don't know you at all. So this lies under non-verbal. And lastly, we have unwanted sexual gestures that denote sexual activity. So if you are pointing out to someone using your hand gestures or all that denote any sexual activity, that is a non-verbal harassing behavior. So now that we have looked on the general sexual harassing behavior, we are going to look on the sexual harassment at the workplace. So it comes under 3, which is coercions, annoyance, and also sexual assault. So under coercion, there's a term called quid pro quo, where advantage granted in return for something. In this situation, I'll give you a simple example. As an example, a lecturer asks her student or his student to go out with him in exchange. And a lecturer asks her student or his student to go out with him. If not, he will fail the student. So this situation lies under coercion. Next, we have annoyance, which is an unwanted conduct that is directly or indirectly of a sexual nature. So in this situation, this is a very simple example. Let's say a security guard keep on asking this female employee to go out with him every day, and this female employee keep on rejecting him, saying that she doesn't want it. But this security guard did not stop there. He keeps on bugging her. He keeps on sending love letters, leaving flowers for her, and also this situation makes the employee just now felt so offensive and hostile. So in this situation, it clearly shows that the employer felt disturbed. So it shows annoyance as a type of sexual harassment at the workplace. Last but not least, we have sexual assault. Sexual assault is unwanted or inappropriate conduct of sexual nature through force. So sexual assault describes various types of criminal acts that are sexual nature as opposed to rape. But we have to remember that sexual assault always overlaps with rape because the term includes rape. Rape is a form of sexual assault, but not all sexual assault is rape. You guys would need to note that. I don't want to give any triggered example, but let's see if a female employee always asks her male employees to come to her office for a work, but then she keeps on touching them on their private parts and start to force herself to them. This is an instance of a sexual assault where touched inappropriately and attempted to force herself onto them. So I guess that is the category of harassing behavior and sexual harassment at the workplace. I'll pass this to Naziha back.
Thank you, Julia. Based on what we have seen on the video, with Julia's explanation, can we define what exactly is sexual harassment and what are the impacts? In order to have a clear view on this, let's have Wahida.
Thank you, Naziha, for the question. So I will talk about the definition of sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is an unwelcome sexual advance, unwelcome request for sexual favors, or other unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature, which can make the person feel offended, humiliated, or intimidated. So in the simpler term, sexual harassment is an act done by an individual or groups that offend a person sexually by nonverbal, verbal, or physical abuse. In the case of sexual harassment, there are two major impacts to the victim, which are psychological and physiological. For psychological effects, it will involve the emotional well-being and also spiritual state of the victim. It also can lead to the loss of self-esteem, and it may even compromise personal relationship. Sexual harassment in the workplace also can cause significant stress and anxiety. Other than that, it also can lead to long-term depression for the victim when it goes by unnoticed. Next, for physiological effect. Physical health and emotional health are closely linked. When victims of sexual harassment experience mental and emotional problems, it often leads to physical health issues such as loss of appetite, headache, weight fluctuation, and also sleep disturbance. For sleep disturbance, it can lead to other serious health problems such as hormone imbalance and increased risk of high blood pressure and also a weakened immune system. For what I mentioned before, we can conclude that sexual harassment have many negative impacts on the victim. Therefore, let's prevent and make sexual harassment a big no in our life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Wahida, for the explanation. Because we are talking about sexual harassment at workplace, we don't really hear about how serious this matter. Julia, can you share how can we do to encounter this matter?
So at the moment, sexual harassment outside the office and rape count in the penal code. It is count as at the moment, sexual harassment outside the office and rape is an offense in the penal code, meaning that it is a crime, a jenayah. But what can you do if you have been sexually harassed in the workplace? Based on Perkiraan Perkhidmatan Bilangan 5 tahun 2018, there is actually a Carta Ahli Kerja for what you can do if you have been sexually harassed. So first thing first, when you believe that you have been sexually harassed, you will need to collect all of the evidence you have, no matter what it is. It was a conversation, a voice recording, a video, a document, anything that could help in the investigation. And then you need to lodge a police report. And then you would have to make a complaint to the unit integrity. And lastly, you will need to take any advice from the psychology organization or any other agencies. So is sexual harassment actually punishable by law? Well, in Malaysia, the only acknowledged form of sexual harassment is listed under the Employment Act 1955. So under this act, sexual harassment has already been defined. And also under this act, there are several laws that cover about sexual harassment at the workplace. An employer is obligated to handle any sexual harassment that has been happening in a workplace, and they have the duty to investigate any sexual harassment complaint, no matter how small it is. Last but not least, the employer must conduct inquiry, and upon receiving the result of the inquiry, take any disciplinary action after they have observed. So to conclude, I think we all think that sexual harassment is a very sensitive issue to talk about, but I don't think it's fair not to talk about it. So most of the victims, most of the survivors felt that they are too scared to voice out their experience because this is potentially due to the lack of well-structured and victim-sensitive policies that has been happening in Malaysia. So what can we do is that the HR department should do their duty, listen to them, like take action, whatever happens in that workplace. Listen to the littlest of complaint that has been happening in the workplace. So I hope in conjunction of the effort to educate people about this sexual harassment, I hope that we can have a new environment, a new perspective, an environment that actually concerns about this situation. So I guess that is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the info, Julia. We are already at the end of our talk. Before we end our session, it would be great if you guys could help us to fill up our survey about this talk. Link will be given in the chat box.
Thank you very much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So, is sexual harassment actually punishable by law? Well, in Malaysia, the only acknowledged form of sexual harassment is listed under the Employment Act 1955. So, under this act, sexual harassment has already been defined. And also under this act, there are several laws that cover about sexual harassment at the workplace. An employer is obligated to handle any sexual harassment that has been happening in a workplace, and they have the duty to investigate any sexual harassment complaint, no matter how small it is. Last but not least, the employer must conduct inquiry, and upon receiving the result of the inquiry, take any disciplinary action after they have observed. So to conclude, I think we all think that sexual harassment is a very sensitive issue to talk about, but I don't think it's fair not to talk about it. So most of the victims, most of the survivors felt that they are too scared to voice out their experience because this is potentially due to the lack of well-structured and victim-sensitive policies that has been happening in Malaysia. So what can we do is that the HR department should do their duty, listen to them, like take action, whatever happens in that workplace. Listen to the littlest of complaint that has been happening in the workplace. So I hope in conjunction of the effort to educate people about this sexual harassment, I hope that we can have a new environment, a new perspective, an environment that actually concerns about this situation. So I guess that is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the info, Julia. We are already at the end of our talk. Before we end our session, it would be great if you guys could help us to fill up our survey about this talk. Link will be given in the chat box.
Thank you very much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
A cascade of physiological responses that occur under stress. And each of us differs in the way in which we respond.
Is stress always bad?
No, excessive stress is bad.
Hello and Assalamualaikum to all of my friends, and not to forget Madam Tahira Bibi. I am so excited for this. I just want to say thank you to all for attending this online live training. We also want to thank all of the audience that joined us here in this Google Meet online training. So whether you have been invited through our posters in each of our members' Instagram story, or even via personal invitation from WhatsApp, we do really appreciate your presence here. Before we start, let me introduce you to my group and myself. So we are students from UiTM Pasir Gudang Johor, from the Faculty of Business and Management in Transportation. So I am Ahmad Muklis, and my group participants are Afif, Hidayah, Matthew, and Harith. And we held this program for our subject MGT 340, Human Resource Management. Without wasting time, let me start with the topic of our online training, which is balancing mental health and work life. So the purpose of this training is to show and let you engage about how important it is to control your emotions, keep your mental healthy, and keep your quality of your work, because good mental health can lead to an excellent work. I also do acknowledge that during this pandemic, students and parents are stressing out about many things, such as financial problems. Some might get depressed, and some might have overthinking issues about problems that they are facing. By watching this training, I hope some of you can stay positive and be motivated to survive and find solutions for every problem. So let me start with our point of infographic here. You can see on your screen, it's about balancing mental health and work life. So the first point is proper planning. So why this is so important? Because proper planning, which is you can make notes or reminder when to do your task, about when and how to be done, so you can just arrange it accordingly. Okay. And the second one is take care of your health. Keep taking good nutrients and keep healthy lifestyle is a good sign of positive mind. So let's move forward to the next presenter, Afi, with his point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Muklis. Okay, so my name is Muhammad Afif, and I'm going to continue with another tip on how to maintain your mental health and work life. Okay, for the point is, for the third point is taking time off between work. Okay, taking time off in between works help in leading a long hour. Some desk exercise can be really helpful here. For some people, smoking cigarettes can make them relax. So if you're a smoker, take a smoke break while you're working, but don't go for too long because it is bad for your working momentum. It doesn't matter either you are working at home or office, but make sure that you are giving 100% when you are doing your works. Then you deserve to take the time off between works. Okay, let's say try to take a time off when you are done doing one task. Take a 5-minute break, take a deep breath and relax before you continue to do your next task. Okay, for the next point is paid vacation time. Okay, so in today's time, vacation is no longer luxury. Rather, it's more of a necessity. Okay, so don't be afraid to use your annual leave. Okay, because some people they are not using all of their annual leave because they want to maintain their good reputation. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, because we have to use all of our annual leave because it is our right as an employee. So as we know that nowadays it is hard to go to vacation because of MCO. But you can still enjoy your day off by booking a good Airbnb house in the middle of the city. You can enjoy the views and forget all things work. It really do helping us to keep our mental health in good condition. So you will feel more excited to your work once you came back from your vacation because your body are getting enough rest during the vacation. And you also will feel more energetic when you come back from vacation to do your works. Okay, so I'm going to pass the next tips to our next presenter. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mom Afif. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Matthew. And the next point I would like to present is about prioritize sleep. Sleep deprivation can lead to many exercise mood effects such as anger, irritability, general sadness, and mental fatigue. Sleep is so important for overall health and mental health. At least seven hours of sleep per night. This is how to improve your sleeping time. First of all, avoid using the phone before going bed because the blue light of the phone screen is disruptive to natural circadian rhythm and melatonin release. And the next one is do daily exercise. It's also good for your brain and body, and also get enough rest at the night. And the next one is avoid eating or consuming sugar or caffeine before going bed because it can create artificial illness and interfere with your sleeping time. The next point is mental and physical health promotion activities. Physical activities can improve mental well-being such as walking, running, jogging, dancing, hiking. Actually, being in nature can make us feel happier, feel our life is more viable, and reduce the level of depression and anxiety. It's also good for your brain because being active can relieve chemical in your brain, boosting cell eastern and helping you concentrate. The other benefit is it will get you more focus and motivation, feeling less angry or frustrated. a sense of achievement and having fun with your family, with your friend, and of course with yourself. And that's all from me. Thank you. I would like to pass it to another presenter.
Okay, thank you to Matthew, and I would like to proceed to the next point. Nature your family or relationship. Relationship with family, friends, and loved ones are by far the greatest source of inner satisfaction. If your job or career is damaging your personal relationship, both areas will ultimately suffer. Sure, there will be days when you will need to work overtime. The issue becomes problematic when this day becomes the rule, not the exception. By making your personal relationship a priority, your productivity and effectiveness on the job will actually increase. So the next point is make time for you. So as much as work, health and relationship takes priority in your life. It is also important to spend time for your own renewal. In some small pleasure daily. Take at least 30 minutes of uninterrupted you time. It will do wonders for your well-being, and your relationship and your career will benefit too. Connect with your spiritual source. Belief in God or a higher power can be a deep well from which to draw inspiration, guidance, and strength. Setting aside a weekly day of rest can be helpful as well. So I will pass to the next presenter. Daya.
Thank you, Harid. So my name is Nur Hidayah binti Muhammad Nazri. So I will just proceed with my points. So my point is communicate effectively. So be honest with colleagues or your boss when you feel you are in a bind. Chances are you are not alone, but don't just complain. Suggest practical alternative. Looking at a situation from someone else's viewpoint. The last one is ask for flexibility. Flex time and telecommuting are quickly becoming established as necessities in today's business world, and many companies are drafting work and life policies. So that's all for me. So Momo.
Okay, since we only got 3 minutes left to end the session, so I'm gonna open up Q&A session. But since we got now 2 minutes, so we only allow one question, and we're gonna answer that question. So if you have question, please turn on your mic. Don't forget that before you speak.
I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
So, if the student are struggling with their mental health, is there any cure or any help that they can seek from?
Okay, thank you, Julia. I will answer that question. So, it is often useful and helpful to find out what help with the issue. Talking, counseling, medication, friendship, or sleep and meaningful occupation can help. That's all for the answer.
So that's all from us. Thank you for lending your ears for 15 minutes. Sorry, it's been a pleasure being with all of you tonight. Have a very good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all for our session. Thank you, everyone. You can leave this meeting.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Raif.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can.
Tasha, mute dulu Tasha.
On. Now off.
Alright, I think we'll start now. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam UiTM di hatiku. So, hello trainees. Welcome to our tonight's. Thank you for joining us tonight. So, I'm one of your trainer for tonight's topic, which is how to be an earthquake. So, first and foremost, let me introduce to you guys our trainers. So, I'm trainer Shawan Habisha bin Ismail. We have trainer Nabiha. We also have trainer Hanis. We have trainer Aya and also trainer Natasha. So before that, please pay a good attention. During our training session, there are going to be a quiz at the end of the training, and you guys can stand a chance to win duit raya. So without further ado, let's begin with our training session.
A few moments later.
Alright, since you guys have watched the video, so as you can see in the video, these all the habits you or me often do before sleep, and in result, they are making always as wake up late. So all of the bad habits can cause sleep fatigue, and sometimes it can get worse. So let's bring us to the first effect on, as you can see in the infographic. First point is gut sleep. So lack of sleep can affect your immune system. Studies show that people who don't get quality sleep or enough sleep are more likely to get sick after being exposed to a virus, such as a cold virus. So lack of sleep can also affect how fast you recover from where you get sick. So during sleep, this happens because during sleep, your immune system releases proteins called cytokines, some of which promote sleep. So your body needs sleep to fight infectious diseases. Long-term lack of sleep also increases your risk of obesity, diabetes, and heart and vessel disease, which is known as cardiovascular disease. So talking about cardiovascular disease, this brings to point number 2, which is heart suffer. So what health conditions are linked to a lack of sleep? Adults who sleep less than 7 hours each night are more likely to say they have bad health problems, including heart attack, asthma, depression. Some of these health problems raise the risk for heart disease, heart attack, and also a stroke. So that's all from me. I'll pass to Trainer Alia.
Thank you, Trainer Shawal. The third effect is the lack of sleep is continuously. Even skipping one night of sleep might cause cognitive thinking problems. In a study published by Experimental Brain Research, a group of 18 men were given a task complete. The task was complete following a full night's sleep. After missing a night of sleep, the next assignment was performed. The result is the memory, decision-making, reasoning, and problem-solving abilities, as well as reaction time and awareness, has all deteriorated. The next effect is gain weight. Sleep deprivation appears to be linked to an increase in hunger and appetite, as well as possibility of obesity. According to some studies, people who sleep less than 6 hours a day were almost 30% more likely to become obese than those who sleep 7 to 9 hours. Not only does a lack of sleep appears to increase appetite, it also stimulates craving for high-fat, high-carbohydrate foods. Next, I will pass to Trainer Natasha for the last effect.
Thank you, Trainer Alia. Lastly, the effect of lack of sleep is accident prone. Often, we see there are many cases of accidents that happen, especially on the road. Police Bureau Major report revealed more than 500,000 road accidents in 2009, and one of the reasons is microsleep disease. This microsleep occurs when an individual lack of sleep and causes the brain to sleep, but the senses such as eyes, hands, and feet are still active. This is extremely dangerous as it only gets injured but also can be life-threatening. Let's move on the tips on how to be an early bird. Firstly, improve the bedtime routine. Use a regular or long daytime nap by taking a nap for 30 minutes or less can enhance daytime brain function. Longer nap can harm health and sleep quality. Not only that, try to go to sleep and get up at the same time every day so it can help to set your body internal clock and optimize the quality of your sleep. Choose a bedtime when you normally feel tired so that you don't toss and turn. I will pass to the next trainer, Hannes, to give many more tips on how to be an early bird.
Thank you, Trainer Natasha. Next, I will proceed to the tips. First tip is eat healthy food. Eat food high in magnesium. Reach for food high in the minerals such as spinach and almond. I will recommend that you get to food that can make you wake up early in the morning. It works better than coffee. First is honey. Honey has natural sugar that take energy to break down, so your body has to be awake and functioning to digest it. Second is egg. Not only will it help make your body more muscular, it back up your brain too. Next tips is treat sleep disorder. There are both pharmaceutical and non-pharmaceutical treatment for insomnia. For example, non-pharmaceutical is over-the-counter OTC, zolpidem, zaleplon, and Lamotrigine. All insomnia medication should be taken shortly before bed. Please talk with your doctor before using any medication supplement to treat your insomnia because there might be dangerous side effects. Next example for non-pharmaceutical is sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene consists of recommending a variety of behaviors and tending to environmental factors. Example of sleep hygiene instruction include avoiding every meal close to bedtime and limiting caffeine throughout the day. You guys also use essential oil. Essential oil are strong aromatic liquid made from a variety of plants, flowers, and trees. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to Nabila.
Thank you, Hanis. So for the next point is sleep schedule. Sleep schedule is where you will need to strengthen your sleep system by changing when you go to bed, get out of bed, and how much time you spend in bed. According to the National Sleep Foundation guidelines, they say that adults need at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Here are some sleep schedules for a better sleep and to wake up early. The first one is try to avoid naps even if you are tired. The second one is adjust your bedtime. For example, like if you usually sleep at 12 a.m. and need to wake up early at 5, try to adjust your bedtime by 10 p.m. The last one is be strict with your sleep schedule. Once you have reached a workable bedtime and consistent wake-up time, do not skip the schedule even for one night because it can ruin the focus that you have made. The last tip is do a regular exercise. Exercise has been proven to improve sleep and condition that can cause insomnia and excessive for sleepiness. But don't push yourself to exhaustion with every workout that you do. If not sure whether the workout that you do is too intense or not, try to keep a sleep and exercise diary by recording every exercise and see how you did sleep at night. If you see a pattern of poor sleep, try to adjust your workout by doing it early. That's all from me.
Alright, guys. So that's all from us. So does anyone have any question?
Assalamualaikum, my name is Sarah binti Abdul Rahim. Today I want to share with you about the meaning of positive attitude practice self-care. Positive attitude practice self-care get approximately 8 hours will help mind to become positive and will help me function better at work. Self-care is important to maintain a healthy relationship with yourself as it produces positive feelings and boosts your confidence and self-esteem. And self-care is necessary to remind yourself and others that you and your needs are important too. For example, in the real of work, we can see employees have a positive attitude that does not pose any problem because they have set fun for themselves. Have a principle to work. It is when you want to do work, the brain and body need to rest and calm down so that all work can be completed. That's all from me. Thank you. Hi and Assalamualaikum. So today I will present to you about the examples of training on how to practice self-care in workplace. Prepared by me, Hudayul Jamil. Basically, self-care is all about taking care of your mind and body. It's about doing things that relieve stress and bring you joy. You can expect to deliver your best work if you are constantly feeling stressed and exhausted, can you? So this is why it's so important to take care of yourself at work too, as it is a big part of your day. But how do you practice self-care at work? So number one is making yourself a cup of coffee. When you start your cup of coffee, spend a couple of minutes meditating while it brews, since meditation is extremely beneficial for your mental health. For example, notice the smell of coffee, think about the present moment, and simply breathe instead of rushing into the next step. Overall, taking out time from your work schedule for a tiny coffee break will contribute to your happiness and automatically decrease burnout due to heavy workloads, deadlines, and stressful situations every single day. Furthermore, it feels like the ultimate self-care ritual at work too. It's also just nice to get outside for some fresh air that are away from the computer that can give your eyes a rest. Number two is take a walk during breaks. As we all know, brain dead spam can lead to all sorts of health issues like back pain, weight gain, and plain old stress. If you can, schedule little breaks where you get up and walk around. Fitness is definitely a part of self-care and such an easy way to fit in your exercise with work. For example, taking just 5 to 10 minutes to walk during the workday can not only improve your health but also your mood. What's more, a chance of pace and scenery can help you creatively when working on challenging tasks or to ease the fatigue block. Furthermore, spending time outdoors in the fresh air and physical activity can also be a great stress reliever. Number three is make your desk a realistic place. A messy environment can intensify the tension and anxiety that you already feel. So getting rid of clutter in your work area can help you focus and feel less stress. A clean and organized desk can reduce stress as well and help put you in a good working headspace. But take some time every week to organize your workspace and decorate it with family or pet photos, artwork that resonates with you, or quotes that inspire you. Or if your desk workspace is filled with all the books, then you should arrange them well. Overall, keep your workspace pretty, organized, and comfy, as it will make you feel more productive. So thank you, that's all from me. Assalamualaikum and hello, my name is Farhana Hanifin Anwar from BA1175A. So today I'm going to talk about training on how to practice self-care. As you can see on slide, self-care is a sustainable and holistic investment in our mind and our body that include taking a good care of our physical health must not be by eating healthy, exercising, and sleeping well. Okay, so on this slide, I'm going to show you a few of two examples of how to self-care practice. Okay. As you can see on this slide, unplug phone an hour. Okay. Try to change airplane mode notification on your handphone for an hour to help you focus during the work from this disruption. This can help you be more productive at work and will lead to a deeper connection with those around you. Also, you will feel more joy of your everyday life. Okay, have a good walk with a comedy book. Okay. When you have it assessed, laughter is a strong medicine because it draws people together in a way that trigger healthy physical and emotional change in the body. If louder can help your strength immune system, boost mood, diminish pain, and protect you from damaging effect of stress. So, try to read a couple of community books. If you feel stressed while doing work, is a few of examples of self-care practice that will change negative to positive vibe. That's all for me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aimatisha binti Ramli, and for my part, I will talk about benefits of positive attitude. Have you noticed that you prefer to be with positive people rather than negative ones? I definitely like talking to positive and optimistic people. So, what is the benefits of positivity? The first one is increase your motivation. It's a wonderful trait and a quality that you must have it. It generates energy, enthusiasm, or interest, and even curiosity, and makes life more interesting. Motivation can drive you forward, encourage you, and help you overcome obstacles. Second benefit is you will have a better opinion of yourself. Attitudes and mindset have a lot to do with how you feel about yourself. When you have a positive attitude and think positively, you have a better opinion of yourself, which is a sense If you want to work on changing your attitude, there are several ways you can develop a more positive attitude. You can choose to be happy. When negative thoughts come into your mind, refuse to think about them. Do your best to replace them with happy thoughts. Find reasons to smile more often. Just look around. There are fun events and little daily achievements just waiting for you to smile. So choose to be optimistic. No matter how difficult a situation is, there's always something good in it. An idea or a lesson to be learned. Have faith in yourself. A strong confidence in yourself and in your ability to deal with any situation forward positively. You can also read inspirational stories, quotes, and repeat information to inspire and motivate you. Learn to develop a focused mind and learn to control your thoughts. That's it for me. Thank you. Hi, my name is Namira. Today I will share with you guys the benefit of practice self-care at the workplace. Okay, first, the other benefit that we can get is improved decision making. From this, we can become a better decision maker with a positive outlook that it is must for all workers at the company. From this, we can see the good that your decision can bring something new to the company. For example, when we want to approach a new project to the shareholder, we can make a decision making that can improve our company observation. Yeah. Other than that, the benefit that we can get is reduce stress. As we know, work demand can cause stress and anxiety. From this, from this practice that we can apply, we can be more productive to settle down our work. That is why practice self-care is a need now to the all company workers to make sure that their workers are not stressed. Okay, that is all from me. Thank you.
Does anyone have a question? I want
to us what this positive attitude means.
Oh, I understand. Thank you.
Can I ask some question?
Yes, proceed.
During coronavirus pandemic, what are some self-care tips while working from home?
If you can, try to assign an area of your home as a place for work so that it doesn't interfere into your home life. As far as possible, keep your work to one designated area so that uh, and close the door. This will help you to be more focused and be able to differentiate between your home life and your work life. Therefore, your life will be more balanced without interruption. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
I have a question. Okay, you can ask. For the person who needs to work at home and have a kid, how do you need to do to reduce the stress?
As we know, during this pandemic, many of workers need to work from home. All of us need to do their job while taking care of their kids. The way that they can do to reduce their stress is that they need to take some break to having fun and chit chat with their kids, and they also can hear music. After that, they can continue their work. They can continue their work.
Thank you. Okay, for the conclusion, to be an employee, we need to always think positively and always be active in doing whatever work. If an employee has a positive let other employees will also the environment in the workplace will be stable, so that it can produce high potential employees in any kind of job. Therefore, we hope that you all can understand this training and be able to succeed will be working in the future. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Our audience, especially my friends and our classmates. Thank you for joining us tonight. And today, our team will be presenting about the WhatsApp marketing training. So, before we start, I am going to introduce myself. First, my name is Shafiq Izzuddin Mesaupi. Okay, first we look at the course outline. Alright, lesson 1 is product introduction. Lesson 2, how to promote your product. Lesson 3, communicate with customers using quick reply and short link. Lesson 4, WhatsApp business do's and don'ts. And in the end of the session, we have a Q&A session. Okay, let's get started. Lesson 1 will be presented by me, Shafiq Izzuddin. So, in WhatsApp marketing, we have so many impacts. So, tonight we only list 4 of the impact of the WhatsApp marketing. So, first is WhatsApp marketing is much more effective than traditional marketing, which is you can save up money or for your marketing costs, especially for small business owners. Second is WhatsApp marketing caters to mobile phones consumers, which is this is especially during this pandemic where everyone spend most of their time on mobile phones. Third impact is WhatsApp marketing is facilitates the interaction with targeted audience. This is by providing, interacting, and providing our customers with a proper engagement. We can give you an insight of what your targeted audience wants. And last impact is makes you ready for the Internet Things of era. As all you know, the Internet Things is a global ecosystem that is growing rapidly in our world. Okay, so let's get started with WhatsApp Business. Well, so WhatsApp Business you all can download on App Store or uh, uh, Google Play without any fees, which is very free. So you can download it on Google Play. So there are differences between WhatsApp Personal and WhatsApp Business, which is first is purposely built for personal use only by the individuals in one-on-one and group message. Meanwhile, the WhatsApp Business purposely is built for local business for one-on-one and group message with template and has business chat indication. Second, account can be made by mobile phone number only. Account can be made by mobile phone number and landline phone number. Third is has no auto reply or quick reply features. Third and next, WhatsApp Business has auto reply and quick reply features including greetings and away message. Fourth is app contacts can be retrieved from phone contacts. Meanwhile, the WhatsApp Business app contacts can be retrieved from phone contacts and be labeled. And lastly, only has regular profile where it only have cover photo, name and description. Meanwhile, the WhatsApp Business has more upgraded profile where it has cover photo, work area, description, location, working hours, and link to website and also catalog. Next, we go to the lesson 2, how to promote your product. So in this topic, my friend Muhammad Irfan will explain about lesson 2, how to promote your product. That's all from me about lesson 1. Thank you. Next, we go to the Muhammad Irfan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Shafiq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Irfan Hashim, and now on lesson 2, I'll explain to you guys how to promote your product. WhatsApp status allows you to share text, photos, videos, and give updates that disappears after 24 hours. It's the most perfect tool to promote your product. There are few key components for your product status post, which are specify your product, be creative, share your link, and also include feedback posts. As you can see here on the bottom left of your WhatsApp, your status icon will be located there and it will lead you directly to your status. And on the second picture, shows you how status WhatsApp will look like. Okay, next is to specify what you are selling. Photos gives you direct and good responses from people. So in promoting your product, it's best to use photos of your product. As a business owner, you have to make sure the information of your product gets clear for your customers and give specific details about your product, such as name of the business and product, contents of your product, the price and related services. The next is to be creative. The reason for us to be creative is to attract people's attention and gives positive attitude about the seller. And it also makes your template becomes more beautiful and organized. There are a few examples of being creative, such as to run a contest or promotion using more colorful stickers and fonts. And by doing that, it engages your customers better. This status post implemented those creativity examples. The seller is having a last call PKP promotion for his product. He also uses a lot of stickers and colorful fonts that goes very well with his posts. And thirdly is to share your link. Always remember to include your business online store or social media accounts via WhatsApp link. It helps to raise awareness about your business, other online platforms to your customers, so they can access to your business in just one click.
Now I would like to present about some useful tutorial for WhatsApp business. I have prepared some tutorial video for this presentation. And for the first video is about quick reply. Quick reply is used when we want to reply message to customer in good timing. So we really need to use this feature and don't have to repeat the same thing. Now let's play the video.
It has a very easy step to make a quick reply so that everyone can use these features easily and it can be accessed very easy. It will help you guys so much when making a business. Okay, first of all, the step is you must go to the setting steps, and then tap on the business tools. So here you can see many tools for business purpose. On this video, we will make a quick reply message. This is an example of quick reply that I have made before. So now if you want to make a new one, just tap on the plus icon on the top corner. Just enter your message. I will just put it randomly. The shortcut is important because it will help you save your times on chatting new customer, contacting with other customer and so on. So for example, I will just put welcome shortcut so I can find it easily when I want to send this sentence to my customers. So just click save, and here you have it. So how you going to use this quick reply? You just you just go to chat, go to your customer, and then type the slash and just put the keyword. Like just now I just put welcome as the keyword on the sentence, so I just tap on the shortcut and just send this. Easy as ABC.
And next video is about short link. Now let's play the video.
I will show you guys on how to make a short link features on WhatsApp business. Short link will ease us to promote our business to customers. Sometimes other customers don't know how to contact us or how to order with us, and by doing this short link, they will be able to easily find us and easily communicate with us by just clicking this link. It only has a really few easy steps, and then you're good to go. Okay, so here's how you do it. First, go to the business tools, and then just tap on the short link, and then just copy your link. Just tap this copy link, then it's done. You just have to paste on the customer section, or people nowadays use Instagram, Facebook and Twitter to promote their business. So we can post this link on our social media or any other platform to show to the customer that we already have a contact platform.
So that's all for me. Next, I will hand this presentation to my very good friend, Shazwan.
Thank you, Darwish, for giving me the opportunity to give my lesson for that WhatsApp business do's and don'ts. Next topic. First, for those in WhatsApp business, first is do start small and simple. And next, do promote your WhatsApp number extensively to the people to know you. Other than that, observe and iterate in real time. And lastly, use stickers in the WhatsApp business marketing. Next. For don'ts, first, don't treat WhatsApp Enterprise as a marketing exercise. Other than that, don't set the wrong expectation for customers. This will affect your business. Other than that, don't start messaging customer without an option. This will affect the fastest way to communicate with the customer. Other than that, have an incomplete WhatsApp business profile. And lastly, disobey the WhatsApp business guideline. So that's all from me. For those who have a question, you may ask us.
Hello. I have a question. I would like to ask if the responses from the customer feedback are negative, how are you guys going to handle it?
Okay. Thank you for the question. My answer would be first, don't make excuses, brush the problem off or minimize the negative feedback, and try to value that feedback and make improvement to get a good result in the future for your product. That's all. Thank you. Okay, if there's isn't any more questions, I guess that will be all for our training. Thank you very much for your time and have a good day, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night. Bye.
Thank you so much, guys.